We've been taught that purpose is something out there in life to find, some kind of mission or career that's waiting for us to discover it. But the truth is, this can become a trap that actually stops prosperity flowing in our life. In this video, I'm going to share the truth about purpose, how you can finally find yours, and how doing that helps you discover how you are here to profit. When I was in my late 30s, I had a big career burnout moment. I was so tired from working incredibly hard in academia, leading a collective that wanted to advocate for more equality in technology. And physically, emotionally, mentally, I was unwell. I needed to take a period of time to retreat, to rest, to heal, to recover. And during that period where I went on a deep journey of spiritual awakening and inner work, I questioned my purpose a lot. What am I here to do? What am I here to contribute? What's the point of my life? Why am I here? And this is something that many of us go through at times in our lives when we are perhaps stopping and looking at things in a different way because the circumstances don't feel right. The first business course I went on was actually called Full-Time Purpose. It was about how can you create a business that is aligned with what feels really true about the path and the direction that you want to take in life. And I chose to do that because I'd tried so many different things. I spent years training to become a crystal healing therapist, which when you think about it is an extraordinary pivot from the world of academia, from the world of logic and analysis, the masculine. I learned to read the Akashic records. I studied shamanic energy medicine. I did all of these different things, and there were moments in that were just wild experiences of feeling like I was contacting my soul's highest expression. There was a deep sense of purpose that was woven into it. But the mistake I made was in thinking that my purpose was to do with these different modalities, with a career pivot or with a mission or some kind of quest. So I was thinking about purpose in terms of, maybe my purpose is to help people heal their energy fields so they can live, a better life. Or in the previous chapter of my career, my purpose is to help young people think about technology in a way that doesn't have a negative impact on society. The massive penny drop moment came when I actually first ran my Gene Keys hologenetic profile and read the few lines in that profile that describe my purpose. Because what I learned in that moment, it changed everything. It changed my frequency, it changed my perspective on my life, why I'm actually here in this reality, the whole lot. And what it said was, your purpose is no single thing, and it is nothing you do in life. Your purpose is about how much inner fun you have when you're doing whatever you're doing. I'm not exaggerating when I say that felt to me like a revelation, because then I could look at everything I was doing with so much more space. Not needing the purpose to be about the thing, the modality, the career, the vocation, but just this inner experience of fun. The other thing that was kind of encoded into my purpose is about surprise. I'm here to surprise people, to breathe something of my essence into their life without them really knowing how I did it. I just felt like I could relax. I was like, I could be doing anything. But that is the golden thread. And this is what the Gene Key teaches. Your purpose is not something outside of you. It's actually a frequency. It is a frequency that's encoded into your DNA. And when you stop trying to chase purpose as an external thing to reach, and instead go within, Richard Rudd calls this involution as opposed to evolution, you can attune to something that's much, much deeper underneath what you thought your purpose might be. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you're a yoga teacher and you thought your purpose was to be spreading the gift and the beauty of yoga. Now, that is possibly part of a life path, very meaningful, very valuable, very high service. But what if there's a deeper purpose underneath all of that? And I'll just give you a couple of examples of purpose statements that are in some of the profiles I've run for people recently. So people who have the 63, you are here in the world with one purpose, to question everything and still remain entirely open. Your whole life is an inquiry into life. You may learn an enormous amount while you are alive, but none of this knowledge is the reason why you are here. You are also here to inspire others to remain as open as you are. And then here's one more example, the 49. You create a very powerful charge in the energy field of your aura. This can unsettle other people or set them on fire with inspiration. If you allow this deep revolutionary spirit within to come alive in your life, it will indeed cause a great stir. You are not here to have a quiet life. Your role is to bring a new kind of vision into the world through relationships and community. So do you see how the gene keys let you access the deeper meaning of purpose? And that can cut through anything you're doing in life. So if you're feeling unsure about the path that you're on, you don't know which direction you want to go in, you don't feel like prosperity's flowing, you are concerned about what's next, maybe it is time to go to thegenekeys.com and run your hologenetic profile. Just reading that bit on purpose can shift your frequency. And you know, this is a DNA level transmission. It can affect you on the deepest level. I've noticed that since I've started studying and drinking in the wisdom of the gene keys, synchronicities have increased in my life. Lovely things happening more often. And I know it's because when you enter into this field, you do raise your vibration. Now, this is the other thing about purpose and profit or prosperity. Because this idea that once you align with your highest purpose, you start to bring more prosperity and abundance into your life. That is true on some levels. But the mistake we make sometimes, especially if we're tapped into the manifestation community, is to think, oh, if I could just align with my true highest frequency purpose, everything's going to start flowing in. The reason why that can be misleading, the reason why that can actually set you up for fail, is because we are here to act. I do not believe that the purpose of manifestation itself is to just sit back and do nothing. The challenging, edgy, stretchy tasks that we go through in our life heal us. They help us grow. They help us expand. And sometimes we kind of demonize the idea of hard work because we think, well, if we're working hard, if we're doing things that are challenging, that means we're not manifesting properly. No. The point is that when you start to align with your inner purpose, this higher, maybe more subtle or maybe even more expansive frequency, you get to take action in a way that is more aligned. And it doesn't mean it's totally effortless, but there's an ease with which you do it. And you put less pressure on the outcomes, you put less pressure on external material reality, because you know that there's a deeper truth behind what you're doing. And, you know, my teacher, Julie Ciardi, whose program I'm in, her entire business, which is very, very successful, is built on the understanding that we are all here to profit and prosper in a unique way. And this is what human design and the gene keys helps you to understand. Because if you understand your hologenetic profile, your blueprint, then you might realize that things are more effortless for you when you start marketing using a different kind of language, or when you start surrounding yourself with people who actually resonate more closely with your profile. And all of the other things as well about, you know, increasing synchronicities, opening, raising your vibration. These things bring more opportunities to you. They allow more creative flow to pour through you. So they help you with the business, with the project, at work, with, I don't know, creating your art, whatever it is that you're doing to bring money and prosperity into your life, do become easier when you start to understand there are certain ways you're designed to profit that are unique. This is the science of differentiation, remember. So what I really wanted to communicate, I have my quotes for clarity. What I really wanted to communicate was, one, purpose is not something outside you. It is not the same exactly as a mission or as a quest or as a career or as a vocation. It's an internal frequency that you align with over time, no matter what you're doing on the outside. And two, finding this frequency, aligning with it, it doesn't mean that money just flows in without you doing anything. It just means that what you're doing is going to feel amazing in a new way. And you are going to face challenges, but you're going to move through them with so much of a deeper understanding of yourself and your actual self-realization path. It's very, very cool. So, as I mentioned, you can go to the Gene Keys and run your hologenetic profile. But also, if you want to go deeper, then I do offer one-to-one coaching, and I'm bringing this work in. And to be honest, even if I was just to run a client's profile and read it for myself and never have a conversation with them about it, I would still be coaching in a more powerful and effective way, because I understand something deeper about their inner purpose. And of course, when you go into more detail about it, I can also understand more about, okay, what is the way that they're designed to communicate? What is the way that they're designed to profit? What is the way that they're designed to speak, to be? What environments suit them well? It's amazing. There's a link in the description below if you'd like to explore that. It's a question of a form that's very short to answer, and then we get on a call and we talk about you and we look at the different aspects of life where you want to evolve the most. And, you know, if I can help you with that, then I'll explain how that might look. So thank you so much for being here. I hope that was helpful for you. Let me know. If anyone runs their profile and has a revelation, put it in the comments or just share what was your takeaway from the video. And I'll see you in the next one. Lots of love.